What is up, guys? Media Master Menard here today, bringing you guys another video. Today we're talking about Luke Cage Season 2. I just finished it on Netflix, and I wanted to bring you guys my thoughts on the show. I was a huge fan of the first season of Luke Cage, and let's preface this review by saying that I am a black man, so that could lead me to be a little biased in your eyes on this show. Right off the bat, I'm just gonna say it's really hard to put an overall judgment on this season. There were some aspects that were really good and there were others that were not. The show picks up right where the Defenders left off, and in Season 2, Luke Cage is trying to protect Harlem through use of his powers and trying to keep the streets clean. That's basically the driving force of this whole show, and Luke has to deal with the futility of his plight. And this means his goal really hasn't changed since the first season, and it begins to show. It starts to feel a little repetitive and a little similar to the last season at some points. As far as character goes, I think a lot of the characters in this season have good arcs that tell us more about the characters in interesting ways, and they talk about their motivations and why they're doing what they're doing. Some of my favorite of this season are seeing Misty and having her deal with the aftermath of losing her arm in the line of duty, and also getting to see Luke and Claire's relationship get strained and seeing how they deal with that as Luke becomes more hard-headed, and these are some of the best and most poignant moments of the season. We also get to see Luke and his father as they both learn to reconcile with their past and the mistakes that they've made. On the villain side of things, we get to see Black Mariah's past and how her family and herself have earned the reputation that they have in Harlem. Mariah is a character that's kind of hard to crack in this season. Some episodes I would be like, I guess she does have some decent intentions for Harlem, and there were other episodes where it just seemed like she was crazy, cold-hearted, and a lunatic, and it didn't really seem like she had any reason or rhyme for what she was doing. Shades and Comanche also return in this season, and let's just say they have a very interesting role. Shades in particular doesn't know what he himself wants, and to me it just doesn't seem like they explained Shades' motives enough, and it really didn't make sense why he was doing some of the things that he was doing, and in the story I didn't really know exactly where he fit in at some points. Finally, we have Bushmaster, the Jamaican villain who takes the center stage in Season 2. While I think he's a much better villain than Diamondback, he's still nothing compared to Cottonmouth, and seeing him just makes me wish that they wouldn't have killed Cottonmouth so soon. He was amazing, and he really carried the first season of this show while he was alive, and you can tell that he is sorely missed. As you go along the season, you learn more about Bushmaster's past and why he's become such a hateful, vengeful man, and I do think they did a good job with that. But sometimes he did feel like he was too much of a stereotypical Jamaican, and so were a lot of the Jamaicans on this show. It felt like they stereotyped him and pigeonholed him, and I really didn't like that. What this season did do very well, though, was the clashes and confrontations between the different parties of this season. The police, Luke Cage, Mariah, Bushmaster were constantly playing off of each other and getting in each other's way, sometimes assisting each other, and this dynamic was very cool to see. Towards the end, however, it did grow a little old, and it seemed like the season ran maybe 3 episodes too long, and then the later episodes were just doing the same things that we had already seen and doing them over and over again. That seems like a common theme for a lot of the Marvel TV shows on Netflix, and I wish they would maybe cut the season size down to 10 episodes, and it might work out better for them. Luke Cage himself is a little more cynical this season, and the moral question of, and I quote, "does violence get shit done?" is frequently asked. I love moral questions such as these that aren't black and white, and this season does a really good job of exploring these options. The ending of the show in particular suggests Luke has found an answer to that question that may surprise you. Overall, I think this season was a little bit above average as far as Netflix original Marvel series go, and it was a little bit worse than the first season of Luke Cage. Characters like Mariah and Shades being nonsensical at times really hurt the show, as well as it running a few episodes too long. Great interactions between the characters as well as a solid villain really hold this season afloat though, and at the end of the day you will really be questioning just who is Luke Cage and what is he willing to do to save Harlem. Well, that about wraps it up for today's video, guys. What did you guys think about Luke Cage Season 2, and what do you expect for the character of Luke going forward after that somewhat of a cliffhanger ending? Let me know the answer to those questions down in the comments below. If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be bringing you guys more movies, TV, video game, and anime topics. I'm going to leave a link to my Twitter down in the description below so you can find out when I post new videos. And until then, this is Master Menard, signing off.